Okay, we're in 5.6 and we're going to write an equation of a line with a given slope and a point. And we want to write that final equation in the form of y equals mx plus b, or the slope-intercept form. Now we're looking at number 2, and it tells us that the slope is -7 and it wants us to go through 1, 5. So far, the only way we've learned to write an equation is using the slope-intercept form, which is the first thing we have up here. And it says that we need y equals mx plus b. This is telling us that we need a slope. We have a slope, but it tells us that we need b. And what does b stand for? It stands for the y-intercept. Is this the y-intercept? No, the y-intercept would have a 0 for x and then a number for the y. And this is not the y-intercept. So we cannot use this first formula. I have to introduce now a new formula, which is what we call the point slope form. And that means we are given a point and we are given a slope, and then we can write an equation. And that's the formula there where it says y minus the y part of the point equals m times x minus the x part of the point. So this right here is my x1 and y1. I only need one point for this. The y and the x is just generic variables. So we're going to write the formula down first. We always write the formula first. Even though I have it there, I want to write it here so that I can memorize the formula. So we have y minus y1 equals m times the quantity, or the difference, of x minus x1. So y minus my y1 is 5 equals, what's my m? -7 times x minus, what's x1? Not -1. It is a +1. So now I just need to simplify this. It looks kind of messy because I have lots of parentheses and things, but it'll clean up quite quickly here. We have y minus 5 equals -7 times x minus 1. See, look, it already looks better there when I just take care of the parentheses and stuff. So now I need to distribute this -7. I can't get rid of this -5 until after I distribute this. So I'm going to take this -7 and I distribute it to each one of these pieces, and I have y minus 5 equals -7x plus 7. Now I can add 5 to both sides because we want it in the y equals mx plus b form. I have y equals -7x plus 12. Now I have it in my y equals mx plus b. I have my slope, -7, and I technically, what do we call this, 12? We call 12 the y-intercept. 0, 12 would be my y-intercept, but this is the form they want it in. So there's the answer for that one. Let's do another problem. Okay, let's do number 4. We have the slope is -2/3, and we want to go through 6, what was that for? I don't know what that was for. 6, -7. Yep, that's right. So once again, we're given the slope and we're given a point. We're not given the y-intercept. If we were given the y-intercept, I would use this one up here, but I'm not. I have to use the second one. This second one will work for any point. It doesn't matter if it's the y-intercept or whatnot. This one always works. It's just that this one up here is easier if you are given the y-intercept. So I'm going to write down my formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to label my points, x1, y1, and then I'm going to evaluate. Y minus parentheses of -7 equals -2/3 times x minus x1 is 6. And simplify. Y plus 7 equals -2/3 x plus negative times negative is positive. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so then that would be 2 times 2 would be 4. Okay, if you need to see it, we'll take it over here to the side. -2/3 times 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. -2 times 2 would be -4. Oh, that was a -6, sorry. So it's a +4. Sorry about that. So now I need to continue simplifying because it wants us to have it in the form y equals mx plus b. If you stop here, you'll lose points because it says right there, clear as day, write in y equals mx plus b form. So we need to add 7 to both, or subtract 7 to both sides, and we have y equals -2/3. That's supposed to be a 3. 2/3 x minus 3, and now we have our y equals mx plus b. So my slope is -2/3, which they told me, and my y-intercept is at -3. 6, -7, once again, is not my y-intercept. It's just any point that's on that line. Okay, And that's the end of that section. Well, not section, the end of this video. This is 5.6.1. It's the first video. We'll have more in this section.